I have a short but potentially life-changing mantra for you today. It is one that every single member in my community has used, and it has helped them level up again and again and again. So this episode is short but powerful if you choose to adapt this mantra. Consistency, as we all know, is the thing that's going to help us actually reach our goal. If we know what it is that we want and we're consistent working towards it, we're going to eventually end up getting what we want, right? The challenging part is that most of us do not stay consistent. And it's natural because our brain obviously wants for us to stay comfortable. It gets a little lazy. If you're anything like me, your brain is a little lazy. And we're very good at speaking ourselves out of doing the commitments that we had told ourselves to do. Here's the thing. If you can become aware every single time that you are about to talk yourself out of doing the thing that you had said you were going to do, then that will allow you to stay committed. If you're someone who's been wanting to achieve a fitness goal and your struggle is every night at 8 p.m. when you told yourself you were done eating for the day, you open the pantry and you have a couple of snacks, and you are aware that those nighttime snacks are really what's hindering you from losing the pounds that you want to lose. Or you have a tendency to, after work, when you said you were going to work out, tell yourself, no, you've worked so hard today, you're too tired, you don't need to do it. Or you're someone who's been really craving deeper relationships, but you tend to avoid social environments, social events, and you tend to every night just go home and lay on your couch rather than reaching out to friends, going to events to potentially create new relationships. Maybe you're someone who's been craving living more authentically. You've been a people pleaser your entire life, and you tend to just agree and fit in to be easy, quote unquote, which then eventually builds up as resentment in your relationships or towards your boss or whatever, because you never actually show and share your authentic truth. So maybe you're someone who's been wanting to work on speaking up more, sharing your truth, and not allowing the fear of sharing your authentic truth hold you back anymore. Or maybe you've been wanting to start that side hustle, that little business on the side to potentially, hopefully one day become your main business, main career, but you keep procrastinating because it feels so overwhelming. You do have a plan because you've listened to my podcast episodes and you've broken it down and done all the things, but you keep procrastinating. There's this one mantra, no matter what you're in the midst of, and you're just keep getting stuck in the old habits that keep holding you back. There's one thing I want you to say to yourself, and that is just stick to the plan. You're laying on the couch at night, you're feeling that sweet tooth kick in, and you tell yourself, oh, you could have a little treat right now. But then the other voice in your head says, no, just stick to the plan. There's something about that makes it intriguing to stick to the plan. Because if you stick to the plan, it's this little like confidence boost kick that, ooh, I stick to the plan. And the more we do that, the more we create this self-identity that, wow, I'm actually badass. I can really stick to this promise that I made to myself. If you're on your way home from work and you're driving past the gym and that little excuse voice is starting to say, you're so tired, you don't need to do it. Then that other voice mantra kicks in that says, no, just stick to the plan. Just show up. You're in that meeting with your boss and you actually have a really incredible idea, but you're too afraid of saying it. And you promised yourself that you were going to start speaking up, and your fear voice is kicking in, but then you choose to listen to the other voice that says, just stick to the plan. And you open your mouth and you share that idea. Maybe he likes it, maybe he doesn't. But no matter what, you're not going to die. Nothing bad is going to happen for you from sharing that idea or whatever it is. You were about to procrastinate on sticking to the plan of building the website for your side hustle or doing some research for your side hustle. And you're about to say, F it, I'm going to go to the beach, or F it, I'm going to watch this movie. You say, no, I'm going to stick to the plan. I'm telling you, if this becomes your daily mantra, if you've planned out whatever you need to do in order to reach that goal that you want to reach, and every day you just say, just stick to the plan, it literally will change your life, because it not only will change the outcome of what you are going to be creating and experiencing and all the results that are going to come from it, but it will change you. It will change who you are, who you become. It will change your self-identity if you just stick to the plan. And if you haven't listened to my previous episodes, I have over 100 episodes on this podcast that dive deep into how to gain clarity on your vision and how to break it down and how to time manage, how to go from it feeling overwhelming to actually creating this plan. I've shared that in so many episodes, but I just want this one mantra to be locked inside of your brain that you apply. Let's just give it a week. Just try it for a week and come back to me and share what happened. Because when my community challengers, who, by the way, if you're new to my podcast, I have a community. We run monthly challenges where they get my workouts and they get all of my recipes and my nutritional guide and meal plans and journaling challenges. And we jump on coaching calls every single day. And it's just the greatest community on earth. So in there, we have all applied this mantra, and it's just so freaking fulfilling for me to see every single day posts of them sharing that they stuck to the plan and how it's affecting their lives. The people who wanted to develop muscle are developing muscle through the strength training and incorporating more protein, but not just that the protein is helping them build muscle, it's also helping them feel more energized and more full throughout the day. Or they're losing the weight that they wanted, or really creating a completely different relationship with themselves because they're journaling through things that previously they'd kept hidden from themselves. On Monday, I uploaded a podcast episode of 10 brutal questions to ask yourself to break through your BS and really get honest with yourself in order for you to make massive progress. So today I just wanted, if you've gone through those questions and worked through what you actually need to do to incorporate this mantra. And I've used it in my own life this entire year. Every day, I just want to share this because it's so freaking powerful. I have been doing future me visualizations, really stepped into what I feel like, what I'm experiencing, my environment, the people who are around me, what I'm doing on a daily basis. I have really stepped into the future highest version of myself, which that in itself has been a commitment I've made to myself. And I've stuck to the plan doing that. I also journal every day, but I've done that for years. Right now, actually, like 30 minutes ago, I got off of a call with a literary agent who wants to put this book into the world, which I got the idea of in January. And then last month, I wrote to her that I would love to work with her. And she was just, oh my goodness, her energy was in such alignment. I feel so knowing that this is like the right person for me to go with. And I'm just really excited. So the reason that's happened is also because I have felt so many limiting beliefs towards me believing that I could write a book. It's something I didn't think I was going to do till I was 40. I also have so much on my plate. I didn't think I could make time for it. So many excuses. But I decided I wanted to do this. And I created a plan as to how I could make that work with my tight schedule, with everything that I've got going on. And I stuck to the plan. Yes, there are mess ups along the way. But every time we mess up or fall off, we reset and we keep going. We just get back up and stick to the plan. I think the reason, this is something we also spoke about on last week's Challenger call, is that the reason most people fail is because they believe that if they have one mess up, they may as well just give up. Where the people who actually succeed, they have a mess up, but then they reset and keep going. And I also think that the more you incorporate this mantra of sticking to the plan into your life, the more it just becomes a part of who you are. So yeah, I believe that the reason I was so lucky to get to meet with this person today and us potentially working on this book together, getting an incredible publisher, one of my dream publishers, hopefully, that's a result of me actually sticking to the plan. Because, oh my gosh, have I been met with resistance throughout the entire journey. So much resistance and valid excuses, but was I willing to allow those excuses hold me back? No. And I had to really be honest with myself time and time again. Same with this podcast. Today was, for some reason, really hard for me to figure out what I wanted to podcast about. And I haven't had any interviews this week because I've been so committed to my book writing this month. So I felt so much resistance because I was like, I want to make sure that I share something that's valuable. And this is actually like the fourth time I hit record because I started speaking about something else on other times. And I was like, no, this is not good. Let me try again. And I could have easily said, you know what, today's not my day. We'll make a podcast another day so that I know it's good. But instead, I got up, I took a walk, and then this idea came to me that this is what I needed to make the podcast about. But it could have been so easy for me to say, you know what, we'll just skip tomorrow's podcast episode. But I, at the beginning of this year, made a plan that I wanted to create 2 podcast episodes every single week, Monday and Thursday. And I'm choosing to stick to the plan. I'm not saying that, like, who knows what life is going to bring at me and one day I miss. That happens. I mess up, but then I reset. I get back up and I try again to stick to the plan. Whatever it is that you have in your mind, the thing that you want to make happen. Is it a morning routine? Is it to get in bed on time? Is it to create a loving relationship and put yourself out there? Create a plan and adapt the mantra of sticking to the plan, because it will be worth it. Let me know if anything good comes from it if you do adapt this mindset. I'm so grateful that you're here on this Challenge Your Norm podcast, growing with all of us. And I hope you go out there and stick to the plan today and have a beautiful day and fill yourself with so much love and light. And remember that at any moment, if you're feeling low, you can choose to shift your perspective. I was at the gym yesterday and I was like, oh, I'm working hard. And then I was like, Pernilla, you're so lucky. And then I just started listing all of the things that I feel so lucky about. And we all have those. It's a matter of what do we focus on, because we all have problems, but we also all have things that we can be grateful for. If you're listening to this podcast episode, you have a phone or you have a computer or you have some technology that allows you to be able to learn anything in life from Google or ChatGPT. You most likely have good people in your life to be grateful for. You most likely have clean water, food that you can eat. So many incredible things in your life. It's just so beautiful that any moment we can choose to change our perspective, whether it comes to like what I did yesterday at the gym, or you feel lousy laying on the couch because you've not eaten food that make you feel good today, and you know that moving your body or going for an ocean swim would make you feel so good. In that moment, you could tell yourself, I'm going to stick to the plan. Maybe it's a part of your plan to go to the workout or to swim. You could choose at any moment to stick to the plan and go do that and feel an incredible, crazy energy shift from just doing that. Isn't that cool that we can do that in any given moment? I think so. And also me saying that, oh, I suck. There's no podcast episode I can make today. And maybe this is not the best podcast episode I've ever made. But who knows if one person who listened to this actually takes on that mantra and it helps them get in the best shape of their life, or it helps them start that business, side hustle, or it helps them speak more authentically and show up as who they deep down want to show up as. Who knows? But we won't know unless we actually stick to the plan and show up. But if I hadn't shifted my energy and made it happen and stuck to the plan, then that couldn't have happened. And you won't know what miracles are waiting for you unless you give it a try. I can see that my camera has 1 minute left, so I'm going to have to finish this episode now. I'm so grateful that you're here. Join my next June challenge, which starts soon, or any future challenges below. I'm so grateful for you, and I hope you have a beautiful day. And as always, remember that in order for you to grow, you have to challenge your norm. Bye.